Hey, what's up everyone? I just got back from a long trip, so really only can cover certain things right now as things are just coming out. We've got a lot of breaking news tonight, or tomorrow whenever you're watching this. Nikon announced their new big lens that was expected. Canon announced the EOS RP and a lot of lenses. Don't think I'm going to cover the lenses per se, but let's talk about the Nikon and the new Canon camera. So if you're into the Nikon Z line, the Z6 and Z7, you might be waiting on the newest 24-70 2.8 lens that was promised to come out in Nikon's roadmap this year. And now you finally have it. It has been announced, it is coming out, and it should be shipping in the spring of this year. So just in the next couple months. And you're going to pay $2,300 for that US. So you are going to get your Nikon Z 24-70 2.8, and I know that is a big deal for a lot of people, and there you go. So there's that, $2,300, about on par to what it is. I wish it was a little less, maybe like $1,900, but if you're already going to spend that, save up another couple hundred. And for the big boy announcement right here, we have something that was highly anticipated that probably should have came out first before the original EOS R. So now this is Canon's second mirrorless camera in the full frame line. Of course, they have the M line and everything like that, but you had the EOS R last year, just within the past couple months and everything. Full frame, a little bit of disappointment for some, even though it provided stuff, but nothing really super innovative. Now we have the Canon EOS RP, which is their newest $1,300 entry-level camera. Once again, I said this should have came first because it's essentially a stripped down EOS R, but you get a lot of it in there as well. So for $1,300, it's not a bad price. You essentially get more or less 1080p, 60 frames a second, 26 megapixels, face, AF, and I. With that being said, you get the 4K as well. And I think this is a good move for Canon to do more entry level. It should still probably be about $1,000, but with the $1,300 kit right now, especially if you pre-order, and I think it just ships within the next month or so, I think around March 27th, you are going to be able to get the adapter for it, so that way you can use your Canon E-mount lenses, so you don't have to rely on the RF lenses out there, because that's their biggest problem, is that even though they just announced they're going to do 5 or 6 new lenses, they're big, they're very expensive, and you're going to out-cost your body with that one, but at least you're going to be able to use your current lenses now, your smaller lenses, affordable lenses on the new camera. So I do like that there's more of a, I guess, mindset for them, but yet again, they're kind of stuck in a weird spot now. The EOS R really kind of doesn't fit in my opinion, going now with this RP. And really the only thing left they're going to have to do is, I guess, compete with the Sony A9 for that matter. But it is nice to show that maybe this is something Nikon should have done as well, and maybe the Z6 was priced a little too high too. But I kind of think of this RP more or less like a mirrorless, possibly 60 Mark II, or a mirrorless, most like more full frame Canon 80D, since those were very similar cameras anyway. But what also makes me think is even the Sony A7 II has a lot of options that are almost the same, if not better. Better in-body 5-axis in-body stabilization. So there's a lot of things to consider here to really determine if it's really a good value or not. So it'd be interesting to see what their goal is going forward. And another interesting thing they did is they included more of an extension grip, this little bracket that you put at the bottom that says you could still access things. So that way you can expand your grip if it felt a little bit too small. But in regards to the features, there really isn't huge amounts. I mean, they don't really talk about the 4K. They don't really go into the dual pixel because dual pixel's always pretty good. They essentially really talked about the same flip out touchscreen, which they're pretty elite at. But it does touch shutter, where you click it and it'll, tap and take a shutter for wherever you are focusing. I don't think that should be a big feature. That's been something that Canon's been doing for a while, that everyone else has been doing for a while. So the direct vision, no idea. They definitely need more affordable lenses. That's going to be their biggest downfall. Nikon did a little bit better job, especially with that like 35mm, but really the roadmap going forward for Canon in the RF line, it's very expensive lenses that they're targeting more for the EOS R and whatever they're going to do in regards to the more pro sport camera that I guess they're going to come out with down the line as well. But EOS RP is out. It's $1,300. I think it's a decent buy, and it definitely makes getting into Canon's mirrorless a little bit easier and more appealing, especially when like an M6 or an EOS M50 is about $700 to $800, all depending on that price as well. So what are your thoughts on this? Is the RP RIP? Is it outdated tech? Is it anywhere close to the Sony A7 II, which is under $1,000? Is it a little bit overpriced? Should it be around $1,000 or $1,099? Save a little bit of money there. But I do think it's a fantastic idea to throw in as a bundle the adapter, the $100 adapter, so you can use your current Canon lenses on the new mount. And really, you could go from there. But that's the RP. Canon, you're doing something. Once again, a little bit out of order, but you're starting somewhere. You priced it definitely better than Nikon Z6, which I think is a smart move. And maybe Nikon forces itself to do something more entry-level too. But then you go into the whole thing of where are we going with the cameras and what are the prices going to be, and you're just really saturating the market that you're not ready for yet as well. So Canon should pretty much stick to where they are, stick with this entry-level. Probably improve on the R, get something a little bit better, a lot of bit better, dual card slots and all that kind of stuff that a lot of people want, real good, real 4K, no crop BS, but it's a step in the right direction. It's a direction, but let's go from there.